Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be falling in love is pure ecstasy. But there's always a but, isn't there? Well, the but comes into play. What happens when a guy falls in love for the first time? I can tell you what it was like for me. I remember the first relationship I got into with a woman who I was fucking gonzo over. I was totally head over heels in love with this girl. She was so enchanting. I remember the night we met, I looked her right in the eyes and I just said, "You're intoxicating to look at." And I was so drawn to this woman. I was so attracted to her, and we had a magical relationship. And what I realized that first time around was that when you're totally in love with somebody and she feels the same way and everything is great, all of your insecurities, your fears, your doubts about yourself, your feelings of self-worth, your ability to attract and keep a woman like that, what happens if she finds out what I'm really like? You worry about those kinds of things, and you worry about losing somebody like that because things are so good, they're so blissful. I mean, I still remember it like it was yesterday, but it's just, I love women. It's just, especially like when you're in love, it's just like when she's sitting next to you and you put your hand down on her thigh, and her nice tan legs, and you feel how soft her skin is, like just like a baby, and it's warm, and I mean, just being near her just almost, makes you mess your pants. You're just so into her, and you're so into each other, and she's always ready to have sex, and just things are just magical between you, and that's an incredible time in a relationship, and it's unbelievable it's like if you're watching it and you've never experienced anything like that, it's almost like me trying to describe what a rose is like, what a rose looks and feels like to you when you've never seen or even smelled a rose. So until you've experienced it for the first time, it's very difficult when your weaknesses are just kind of, they're right in your face. And what you fear, you attract. But what you look at disappears. And so it's like, what happens? I mean, if you're going to date really super hot, really beautiful women, one of the things you're going to have to get used to is that pretty much every guy that walks by, whether you're with her or she's in front of you or you happen to be 10 feet away looking at something, you happen to look over, every guy in the place is going to be looking at her, checking out her ass, and every single one of them is thinking about bending her over their kitchen counters and having sex with her, and all kinds of mental images are going on at that point. And instead of getting jealous and wanting to beat the crap out of these guys, which would communicate weakness, because an alpha male has an attitude like, yeah, my fucking girlfriend's a babe, but I'm a catch, I'm a prize, and as long as she's faithful to me and our relationship is drama free, I'm going to stick around, I'm going to love, I'm going to adore her, I'm going to be an amazing guy. But if she cheats on me, if she tells me she's going to be faithful and then she cheats, and she's out, dude. It's her loss. She'll never find another guy like me. And I really feel that way. That's the attitude that an alpha male has. And so if another guy's hitting on his chick, I mean, think about it this way. If you read my book, you know information that 97% of the men on this planet do not know and do not understand. And so you don't have any competition. And so the only thing you can do is show up as your best self, live your life, go about your purpose, be strong in who you are, be a challenge, don't compromise your beliefs to go along with her. Don't become a pleaser. Don't become a guy that's weak around her. Because when a guy is with a woman, they're both in love, and other guys hit on her like, if she's beautiful, she's used to that happening her whole life. And then if you can't handle it, if you turn into a needy control freak jackass that wants to beat everybody up, that looks at your girl, she's going to sense that this guy, because instinctively at some level, women know that men that are weak, men that don't understand women, that don't know how to communicate with them, guys that get jealous and turn into control freaks, these men are weak. And so women want to feel safe and comfortable, and they know that these kinds of men are not going to create a condition in their relationship, if she was to get into one with a guy like that, to where she could feel safe and comfortable, to where she would open up and tell him and communicate everything. And so when you're dating your perfect 10 for the first time and she's crazy about you and you're crazy about her and guys are hitting on your girl, the only thing you can do is show up as your best self. Just continue to create the most awesome, fun-filled, romantic opportunities for sex to happen. That's what I like to call a date, because when I'm talking to a guy, I like to, men, we're very logical. If you're a woman watching this, shouldn't get offended. We're logical beings, and so I have to talk to guy in a language that they can understand, because we need step-by-step instructions. Guys are not going to just figure things out or get the hint at it. So again, you can't let it get under your skin, because it communicates weakness. And so when a woman shares all these things with you, and like I said, if you're dating a beautiful woman, get used to it. You should take that as a compliment, and you should also watch it as a behavior that that happens throughout your relationship. If she's telling you constantly about the men that are hitting on her, or the friends that have revealed their crushes after knowing them for years or whatever, the reason she's telling you these things is because she's communicating to you, hey, I'm loyal to you. I don't want you to know that I'm getting hit on. I have other opportunities. But you're my man. You're my guy. And I wanted to tell you about it because I want to be honest. I want you to know everything that's going on when we're not together. That's her way of saying, hey, I'm loyal to you, is by telling these things to you. So as long as she's telling this stuff to you, it's awesome. You're golden. You're in the clear. But if she stops telling you about all the guys that are hitting on her, unless her ass has become the size of Texas and men just don't look at her anymore, it's usually because you've either made her feel uncomfortable or she's shut down to you emotionally, and you need to figure out what's going on right away to open her back up. Because as long as she feels safe and comfortable and she can tell these things to you, and you're not going to have a freak out or give yourself a heart attack over it, it won't be a big deal. But as soon as you start creating drama or getting upset, or you should do this and you should do that, and you should tell a guy you're never going to talk to him, blah, blah, it's going to make her feel uncomfortable. And so next time around, she's going to say, you know what? It's better if I don't bring it up, because he can't handle it. He can't deal with it. And that's just one brick in an invisible wall that slowly gets built. And over time, you build walls between you and the relationship goes sideways. And so I've got an email here from a coaching client of mine that I'll read. And it's perfect for what we're talking about here. He says, so it's official between myself and this girl. It happened about 2.5 weeks ago. We have already even gone to the point of saying the L word to each other. She uses it all the time, but seemingly never lightly towards me. Everything seems to be going great. But as this is the first girl I have ever said I love to her, I have that pit in my stomach with all the what-ifs. My current biggest pit is the fact that a lot of guys continue to text her and have little conversations with her. I do not want to seem jealous, but I really cannot help disliking this excess company. She even told me of her male friend, one of her male friends who was going out with one of her other friends, has now confessed that he's got feelings for her. She told me she thought it was inappropriate, which is awesome, and that she told him she could not talk to him, or that she couldn't talk to him anymore, which is really good. I know he is still texting her, and she is talking to him, because I noticed when she was on her phone a couple of times that there were texts from him. How can I approach this issue without sounding jealous? It's really bothering me inside that she continues to talk with him, even though she knows about his feelings for her. I do not want to push her away by acting jealous, but I cannot get this out of my mind. Well, the thing is, you got to understand, this is your issue. And women are going to do what they want, when they want, with who they want. If she's going to cheat on you, she's going to do it. All you can do is show up and be your best self. And she's either going to love you for you, or she's going to screw around behind your back. And so, hey, this is a great opportunity to give her enough rope to see if she hangs herself with it, to see if she's going to screw around on you. And I wouldn't bring anything up, but if you know this guy's still calling and texting her, and then say a week or two later she brings it up and says, yeah, so-and-so called. He's like, I thought you told him never to call you more. He's still calling you? And then she's like, yeah, he just won't leave me alone. I was like, would you like me to have a talk with him? Is he being a pest to you? Is it something like, oh, okay, I'm just checking. I just, I want to make sure that this guy's not being a pain in the ass or whatever. If you need me to, just let me know. I'll have a chat with him. The best thing to do is just ignore the guy and stop returning his text or whatever. And then if like a few weeks later she's still texting him, and it's like, then you may have to have a talk with her. It's like, look, and, then you got to sit her down and say, hey, this kind of bothers me because you told me about this guy making advances to you, and then you told him never to contact you again, but yet you still continue to have conversations with you, and this is like the third time that we're talking about it. And so I'm wanting to know what's up. Why did you tell me that you told him not to talk to you, but yet you're still carrying on conversations? Is there something I should know? I mean, then you got to bring it up, because you got to, like, if she's disrespecting you, you got to know. You got to judge what a woman does, not what she says. And so you want to get to the bottom of it. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, if she's going to do things behind your back, or if you call her out on it, just say, hey, don't respond to the guy. Eventually he'll get the hint. He'll go away. And you can leave it at that. And if like several months go by and she's still doing it, then maybe you got something to worry about. But right now it sounds like this girl totally head over heels in love with you, and you got nothing to worry about. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going to the Wibbia toolbar, which is on the bottom of your screen if you happen to be watching this video on my website. Click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount you think is equal to the value that you received from the information in this video. At the very least, please share this page with all your friends and family by clicking one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located on the Wibbia toolbar at the bottom. If you got a question you'd like to ask me, or a topic that you'd like to ask me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and give me several days to get back to you with a detailed response. If you'd like to book a paid phone coaching session with me personally, just click on the Products tab at the top of your screen and follow the instructions for booking a paid phone coaching session with me. And I will talk to you soon.